Hi, and welcome to another video about directories. My name is Luis Alvarado, and today we'll be going through a typical question that I get, which is how can I start my online business using the platform? A lot of people get lost in the different steps that they gotta do. There's a certain, let's say, order in which you have to do the steps. So I'll just start from literally the beginning where you do not have the Brain Directories license. So first step, you will go to the BD site, Brain Directory site. You will get, you know, you can talk on their chat system. You can talk to them, and you can get a license there or two, or whichever. Typically, they have different plans and promotions and stuff like that. Try to get a full license, like a forever kind of license, so you don't have to pay a monthly and stuff like that. Once you get that, you also need to start doing. I put it as step 3 here. But you also need to get something which is called the Brain Directories VIP Addons. This is very needed, very important for your site. It holds a lot of things that you actually need in different industries, niche scenarios, and it actually helps for members. It actually helps for the SEO. It actually gives you more flexibility towards what you can do for your members or for your site or for your products or for your services. So it's a must-have. You need the VIP add-ons. It's not the question is not if you want to buy or not. It's like something that you need to get. Okay, with them, they do offer like discounts and stuff like that for it, but that's something that you can talk with them about. While you're waiting for step 3, that's what step 2 is for. You need to once you get your brain directories license and site, and they send you the email where you log in, what's your user and password and all that. You need to start immediately doing this step 2, which is assigning a domain or a subdomain to your BD site. Okay, there's an option in the backend. If you go to the developer section, the settings basically, you'll see something that says domain manager. So on the domain manager, you can do that part there. There's two typical scenarios. One where you're a business owner that already has a site and you can't migrate that site over because obviously you're getting traffic over there, etc., 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 all that. And two, you don't have that issue and you can just put your site live there. So for both cases, here's the answer. So if you already have a site, an active site, my recommendation is to assign a subdomain to BD. So let's say your site is cottoncandy.com. You would put something like a dev.cottoncandy or testing or test dot whatever the domain that you have. Okay. That way, the moment that you get the VIP add-ons, one of the add-ons is actually the SSL certificate. This is needed for the rest of the steps here. If you don't get those, you're gonna get a bad rep with Google. Maybe not in the same day, but later on. Okay, so it's better if you actually follow the steps through in this specific order. So you get the domain, the license with BD. You assign a domain here or a subdomain, doesn't matter which. Once you get the VIP add-ons, then one of the add-ons it will ask you if you want to enable the SSL certificate here. Okay. Um, and once you do that, basically once you have your SSL certificate enabled on the site with the subdomain or with the domain, then and only then is when you can start doing the Google services. So step 4, Google services like the Places API, the JavaScript, and the maps, which basically they work together. Geolocation, the geocoding, if depending on the site that or what services you want to offer, you have roads API, so you can calculate distances. There's also the distances API. You have the AI platform if you want to do stuff like natural language and things like that. You have compute engine, basically the AI of Google. Okay, all that's found here. I'm putting the links here, so you can actually see them in the in the video. console.cloud.google.com. If this is the first time you going to these links, especially to all the Google links here, there's something very important that you need to know. You need to do all these services and all these sites with the same Google account. Don't mix and match them. Don't use one Google account for this one and then another one for this one and then another one, because Google will have a really hard time trusting your account, and two, knowing who owns what for a particular specific service. I mean, site. So make sure that you're using the same Google account for all these pages, all the Google pages, basically. Uh, and two, for this specific one, once you go into it, there's a section called billing. I can't do a video of this in detail because I would need the permission of somebody, and I would do it for them free for a video, but only if they give me their permissions in showing certain things about all these pages. So basically most of the information in these sites, especially in the console and the analytics, is sensitive for that BD owner, for that business owner. So that's why you don't see it here. But the moment that you go here, you'll see a billing section in the sidebar on the left. That's where you need to put your credit card information for Google, or else if a developer or even yourself, you try to start testing if the Google services are working correctly, or you know, just basically developing the site, you'll have an issue where after a certain amount, the services will just stop working. You'll get a warning saying, okay, you've used the amount, the limit that you have for this day. You'll need to wait for the next day, and blah blah blah. Once you put the billing information here, they're not going to charge you, but it will remove that, let's say, testing limit. Okay. After you've done this, then you have the analytics. You need to get the analytics for the site. Here's the link, analytics.google.com or /analytics, however you want. This is for very deep analysis of the site, the traffic, the demographics, the geographic locations that are coming to your site. Like, you can gather a lot of information. You can see which pages are more popular in your site, which countries, states, cities are visiting you more often and when. For example, there's one of the partners that we have. They actually do like a video on YouTube, and then they see how the analytics actually changes for that particular area, geographical area that they were targeting that video to. So those are things that you can actually analyze here, and more, and more. There's a lot of things that you can do with the Google Analytics here. It goes very deep, very very deep in that regards. Um, Once you got this, then you can get the Recaptcha too. Okay, you can do the Recaptcha together with the Google services. Basically, all this four can be done in any order. Get the Recaptcha so you can literally use basically all the forms on BD. This is to avoid spam, a certain type of spam. And once you go to the Google.com /Recaptcha, and get version 2. That's the ones who put it on BD. Version 3, I know it's already there, but version 3 actually needs for you to also own the service, and it gets more complicated. But or at least it needs more editing on the server level. So with version 2, it's just a copy paste. You get two keys: the site key and the secret key. Those two you put actually in the backend in your Manage My Directory once you log in. And you see an option settings called general settings, and then integration. That's where you put the Recaptcha keys. That's where you put this key that you're enabling here, and also around that area you also put the analytics. Lastly, here's the search.google.com. Here's where you actually validate domains. You actually put the sitemap once you've gone live. You can actually see the performance. I mean, like the visits that you're getting, the growth that you're getting, all that. It's like a simpler version of the Google Analytics. Then, as an optional, you can, if you wanted to, if you're able to on the site, depending on your industry, depending on your type of members, etc., you can either pay using ads.google.com to generate traffic to your site. You can target keywords, you can target specific geographical locations, etc. Or you can get paid using AdSense, not ads.google.com, but adsense.google.com. And that will enable you to let Google put ads on your site, and that will generate revenue for you over time. So a lot of people actually do this one, and then after a year or so, maybe less, they start doing this one, something like that. Obviously, between doing this and that, you, I'm hoping that you've been doing step 10, which is you creating unique content, making sure that you have nice SEO with that content, doing your own marketing campaigns, doing your own email campaigns, making sure that your clients are happy with it through a CRM or whatnot, and doing that basically cycle that you need to do with any type of business. Okay. After that, then welcome to your online business. So let's mention everything else here. Get the license, the BD license. Make sure that you assign a domain or subdomain. Get the VIP add-ons. Get all the Google services, and then you're done.